Welcome to New South Wales. From the breathtaking Blue Mountains to the sun-drenched South Coast. Meet the local farmers, artisans and dreamers who call this place home and discover the culinary history that's shaped this remarkable region.
It's just that sheer excitement of opening a hive and seeing this hidden world.
The fruit really sings. So will you actually when you leave here.
Our family is very passionate about regenerating rainforests. We wanted to capture all those flavours and to distill them into our spirits.
I'm just so excited to share it with the world.
From farm to table and vine to glass, New South Wales is waiting. Get ready to experience Australia. We start our journey an hour and a half south of Sydney in the charming town of Bowral. Nestled in the heart of the southern highlands, Bowral is famed for its beautiful gardens. It's also the hometown of one of Australia's most famous sporting legends, Sir Donald Bradman. The Don is widely regarded as one of the greatest cricketers of all time. He represented Australia during the 1930s, setting numerous records that still stand today. But Bowral is not only home to sporting greats, it's also home to one of Australia's smallest and hardest working agricultural heroes, the humble honeybee.
I'm running one of the most unusual and exciting and fun experiences in regional rural New South Wales.
Hamish Tame is the owner and operator of Bowral Beekeeping. He runs beekeeping workshops for guests wanting to get their hands sticky.
Bowral beekeeping is a unique agritourism experience. I've been beekeeping since I was a kid, and it's only in the last 2 years that I've been running workshops for people, bringing them into this amazing world.
The Southern Highlands is a bee's paradise, with plenty of eucalyptus forests and green spaces to collect nectar for their buzzing hive.
You get to put a full suit on, gloves, and we put our veil on top, and you get amongst the beehives. We use the smoke to help calm the hive down a little bit, but it's also just fun. We also put a bit of smoke over each other to kind of mask our own scents. And so I just kind of love using the smoker. It always smells lovely with gum leaves and all that kind of stuff.
Smoke has been used in beekeeping since the time of the ancient Egyptians. It helps to mask the alarm pheromone in bees, which is the chemical signal they release when feeling threatened. This calms the hive and allows beekeepers to work more safely and efficiently when collecting honey. Once the smoke clears, the bees are able to return to their work unharmed.
It is the most magical thing. The bees are calm, you lift the frame of bees out, you've got tens of thousands of bees. It's just that sheer excitement of opening a hive and seeing this hidden world. Sometimes we even see the queen. It's pretty exciting.
The queen bee is the most important member of a honeybee colony. She's the only one who lays the eggs and ensures the hive keeps growing. She's bigger and lives significantly longer than the other members of the hive.
The energy of the guests, somehow the bees sense that, and it's almost as though they're putting on a little show, and it really is quite magical.
An hour's drive north of Sydney is the town of Brooklyn, located on the banks of the Hawkesbury River. The Hawkesbury has a rich history of oyster farming, and visitors can get a fascinating glimpse into this vital local industry on Sydney Oyster Farm Tours.
Sydney Oyster Farm Tours is just located over here on the Hawkesbury River at Brooklyn, 45 minutes north of Sydney.
Sheridan Beaumont is an oyster farmer and runs Sydney Oyster Farm Tours.
I'm an oyster farmer. I've been oyster farming for the last 15 years. Over the years, I've had many people ask me all about the farming, and they're really interested. This is a real opportunity to come harvest your own oyster straight from the river and open it fresh.
Oysters have grown along the banks of the Hawkesbury for an incredibly long time. Aboriginal Australians were shucking oysters in this region long before Europeans arrived on the scene. Today, the Hawkesbury River is one of the major oyster-producing regions in New South Wales.
Basically, we pick people up by boat, we take them out to our oyster farm, they learn all about the oyster farming. We take you to a very special oyster lease that we have that has tables set up in the river. So it's like a in-water dining experience where you're able to open those oysters from the very waters that you're standing in. I think the thing that people really love is having an oyster that fresh. They have just pulled it out with their own hands, they've opened it themselves. You cannot get anything fresher, like literally straight from our farm gate to your plate immediately. It's incredible. Most people don't even realise that a Sydney rock oyster used to take up to 4 years to grow. So I guess the real appreciation is that there is so much effort that goes into growing that single oyster that has then made its way to your plate.
Not only are oysters delicious, they're also great for the environment. Their presence helps boost the health and vitality of local ecosystems. Oysters are an important indicator of a river's health. They are filter feeders and actively purify the water. A single oyster can filter over 150 litres of water per day.
Oyster farming is a very sustainable industry. It's sustainable because we don't actually put anything into the river. Those oysters are able to live off that ecosystem without any input. And also, as the kidneys of the river, they are cleaning that ecosystem. They are filtering everything and maintaining the quality of that river.
We travel now to the central coast of New South Wales. Here at this small family-run winery, they do things a little differently. Instead of using grapes to make wine, they use fruit and flowers grown on site.
People traditionally know wine to be only made of grape, but you can actually make wine from anything that's edible. So we make with flowers, violets, roses. We also use indigenous plants, lemon myrtles and rye berries to make a unique taste that people won't have tasted before.
Nadia O'Connell is the co-owner of Fires Creek Botanical Winery.
We started some various experiences for guests to be able to have a bit more of an immersive experience rather than your standard cellar door wine tasting experience. So the people, when they come here, they can actually get their hands involved, learn something new, learn a bit about organic gardening, permaculture, but also know a bit more about the behind the scenes of an artisan who makes wine.
The winery produces 25 varieties of wine, and visitors can taste these unique botanical creations at Fire Creek cellar door.
So when visitors arrive, they get to taste the actual wines that they'll be using later in their mixology. Then we go into a walk through the secret garden and they get to pick different flowers and garnishes of their own, and then they come back to the garden room. We teach them some bartending tricks and how to do layers, muddling of drinks and cocktails. They make their garnishes and their drinks, and then they get to go out in the beautiful garden here to enjoy what they've made.
The organic gardens on the property are a botanical wonderland, growing over 30 fruit species and 40 rose varieties.
I like pushing the boundaries in winemaking and making things that then are experimental and then surprise the guests. There's those lovely comments that people make, just kind of keeps pushing me onto making new wines and pushing boundaries and trying to make things that people have never made before.
We now travel to Byron Bay in the Northern Rivers region of New South Wales. It's an iconic destination, celebrated for its beautiful beaches, vibrant art scene, and laid-back atmosphere. But today, we are travelling away from the coast and venturing into the Byron Bay hinterland to a distillery nestled within a stunning rainforest.
I think that's an interesting thing.
This one piece will make 52 layers.
Watch on mobile devices or the big screen. All for free. No subscription required.
Our distillery is located in the middle of our family farm. We're based in the hinterland of Byron Bay, a short 15-minute drive from downtown. My name's Eddie Brooke, co-founder and distiller here at Cape Byron Distillery.
Cape Byron Distillery is celebrated for its premium craft spirits, particularly its gin. The thing that gives each gin its distinctive flavour is the selection of botanicals. What makes Cape Byron Distillery special is the botanicals they use are sourced from the regenerated rainforest on the property.
At Cape Byron Distillery, we offer rainforest and distillery tours. When you come to our cellar door, you'll be greeted with a gin and tonic. We garnished straight from the rainforest, a unique drink experience.
The distillery offers guided tours through the sprawling 95-acre rainforest.
We'll take you on a guided tour through the rainforest where you get educated about regeneration of rainforests and native botanicals, and then we take you through our distillation process with the birds in the rainforest as your backdrop.
With a gin and tonic in hand, visitors can see, smell and touch the native botanicals that are used to give Cape Byron's gins their unique flavour.
Our family is very passionate about regenerating rainforests and our land here in Northern Rivers. We wanted to capture all those flavours and the essence of our region and to distill them into our spirits. So coming to us here at Cape Byron Distillery, you'll get a real insight into what sustainability means to a business where it's held at its core. And we hope to show you through our rainforest so you fall in love with it as much as we do.
An hour's drive south of Sydney is the beautiful locality of Darks Forest. The region experiences a temperate climate with mild winters and warm summers. And these conditions make it ideal for the growing of high-quality fruit.
Glenburnie Orchard is located about an hour away from Sydney, but it feels like it's a world away.
Joanne Fay is a fourth-generation farmer on Glenburnie Orchard. This sprawling 100-acre property is home to over 22,000 fruit trees, including apples, peaches, nectarines and persimmons. Glenburnie is also known for making cider, and visitors can learn all about cider making and life on the farm on an immersive tour.
We love where we live, so we love to do stuff and share it with other people. We open up the world of farming so that you can see how everything really works. You're getting connected with the earth, you're getting connected with your food and where food comes from. And the really amazing and delicious thing about being here is that you can eat the fruit of our labour and taste that crunch when you have our cider made from the apples. There's nothing artificial. It's just the fruit. The fruit really sings. So will you actually when you leave here.
Cider is made by crushing apples and then fermenting the juice for several weeks. It is then aged to increase its flavour.
We have a number of different ciders you can experience, everything from an everyday cider that you can just have on a hot afternoon, through to champagne cider that has had 7 years in the making and it's aged in the bottle. And it has all these beautiful and complex flavours that you can discover. When you come here, you feel like you've been transported to another place. You feel like you've left everything behind and you're learning something new. So you think about all the things that we eat and that are special. That's what we do here.
Located in the southern central region of New South Wales is the Riverina, a 4.5-hour drive southwest of Sydney. This area is one of the most productive and agriculturally diverse regions in the country.
We organise tours for groups that want to understand something more about Australian agriculture. We operate all over Eastern Australia, but the Riverina is what we know best. I'm John Collins, and I run an organisation called Agricultural Tours Riverina.
On his tours, John showcases a range of farming enterprises. Visitors will get to know the growers, hear their stories, and learn all about their innovative approaches to sustainable farming.
Just about every tour we do is bespoke. It's tailor-made to the interests of the group that has approached us. So we might be picking people up at an airport early in the morning, take them to the farm, and we'd talk to them, different farmers within those industries.
The Riverina's agricultural success is no accident. The soils in the region are highly fertile. Its warm climate supports a long growing season, and the Murray and Murrumbidgee rivers provide a steady water source for irrigation throughout the year.
When I go onto a farm, the farmer does the talking. Or if I go into a processing plant, the manager does the talking. They're the world's experts on their particular farm or their particular factory.
Educational programs like those organised by Agricultural Tours Riverina are an incredible resource. They connect visitors with rural Australia. They shed light on the region's fascinating history, and they reveal the technological advances that are shaping the industry into the future.
It's probably fairly obvious. I've seen a few winters, but I am fascinated by what I'm learning. Whenever I go to a different farm, a different processing plant, research institute, and it's energising indeed. It's a good job to have. So if you want to see the future of farming, there's probably somebody trying it out here.
The final stop on our journey through New South Wales takes us to the mid-north coast, a 4.5-hour drive north of Sydney. In this charming region, you'll find no shortage of farms, but one farmer is doing things a little differently.
We started the business a little bit by accident about 20 years ago. We were growing some tomatoes just for a little bit of fun, and just to get some beer money up, we put a little honesty box at the front gate and a 2-line ad in the local paper. And what we found was people were willing to drive if they knew they could get good tomatoes. So we thought, maybe there's a business in this.
Anthony Sarks is the owner of Ricardo's Tomatoes and Strawberries. To grow his crops, he adopted an unconventional method of farming known as hydroponics. Instead of using soil like a traditional farm, his crops receive all their nutrients through a water-based solution.
Yeah, the greatest experience at Ricardo's is agriculture, is actually seeing things grow. See, touch, taste, we call it.
Hydroponic farms operate in controlled environments like greenhouses, where temperature, humidity, light and nutrients can be managed precisely. This method also allows plants to be farmed vertically, and it's quite a sight to see.
We're proud to say here that at Ricardo's nothing goes to waste. Well, here at Ricardo's we offer a whole of farm experience for the whole family. We have the shop where we have a lot of local produce, a highly awarded cafe, and we're very, very proud of our value-added products.
Using state-of-the-art computerised systems, the farm's 2 acres of greenhouses are carefully calibrated to create the best growing conditions.
We use solar heating for the greenhouses. We have quite a large solar farm here on the property. So we're very, very proud of our environmental footprint here at Ricardo's.
Sustainable farming operations like Ricardo's prove that it's possible to run a productive farm and protect the environment at the same time.
Well, what we're trying to do here is bring the customers to the farm, not send the farm out to the customers. And that's what the whole experience is all about. By coming to the farm, they know they're going to get fresh, and fresh is best.
The varied produce of New South Wales is steeped in tradition and renowned for its quality. From fertile fields to sandy shore, each flavour tells the story of this remarkably vibrant region. Eat, drink and taste all that New South Wales has to offer.